There's one movement physical therapists quietly consider the single best predictor of how independent you'll stay in your 70s, 80s, and beyond. It's not walking. It's not swimming. It's the simple act of standing up from a chair without using your hands. Today, I'm showing you exactly how a chair squat, done right, rebuilds leg strength, protects your balance, and could be the difference between living independently and needing help with daily tasks. Stick around because number 3 is the reason. Doctors call this the get up and go test, and it might predict more about your future than you'd think. If you're over 60 or you're watching this for a parent or someone you love, this one's for you. After 60, something happens quietly in the background. We start losing muscle mass, a process called sarcopenia, and it accelerates with every decade. If we don't actively fight it, the legs go first, because they're the muscles we stop challenging the most. The good news? You don't need a gym. You don't need weights. You need a sturdy chair and about 5 minutes a day. Section 1. What's happening to your legs? Let's start with the muscle itself, because this is the fastest change your body will notice. After age 60, without resistance training, adults can lose up to 3% of muscle mass per decade, and leg strength specifically is one of the biggest predictors of how long someone stays mobile and independent. The chair squat directly targets your quadriceps, glutes, and hamstrings, the exact muscles you rely on every time you stand up, climb stairs, or get out of a car. Unlike a full squat, using a chair gives you a safe depth marker and something to catch you if your legs get tired mid-rep. That's what makes it one of the safest strength-building moves for this age group. Not a beginner version of a real exercise, but genuinely one of the smartest ones. But leg strength is really just step 1. What this movement does for your balance is where it gets interesting. Section 2, balance and fall prevention. Here's a number that surprises most people. Falls are the leading cause of injury-related death for adults over 65. And the number 1 physical factor behind most falls isn't clumsiness. It's weak legs combined with poor balance control. Every time you do a controlled chair squat, you're not just building muscle. You're training your nervous system to control your center of gravity as it shifts. The exact skill that prevents a stumble from turning into a fall. Researchers actually use a version of this movement, called the sit-to-stand test, as a clinical tool. If someone can't rise from a chair without using their arms, or if it takes too long, it's flagged as a warning sign for fall risk and frailty. In other words, this isn't just an exercise. It's practically a diagnostic tool that doubles as the treatment. Practicing it regularly retrains the same balance pathways doctors test for. And that leads to the part that ties everything together, independence. Section 3, independence. This is the one I mentioned at the start. Geriatric researchers use something called the timed up and go test to estimate a person's risk of losing independence. How long it takes to stand from a chair, walk a short distance, turn around, and sit back down. Slower times are strongly linked to higher risk of needing assistance with daily living and even higher risk of hospitalization. The chair squat trains the exact muscles and motor patterns this test measures. So while it looks like a simple exercise, what you're really practicing is the foundational movement behind almost every independent daily task. Getting off the toilet, out of a car, up from a couch, off the floor if you ever fall. That's the real reason physical therapists prioritize this movement over almost anything else for adults over 60. Now let's talk about how to actually do it, because form matters more than reps here. Section 4, how to do it safely. Here's the safe way to do a chair squat, step by step. Use a sturdy, stable chair. No wheels, no soft cushions. Sit toward the front edge, feet flat on the floor, shoulder width apart. Cross your arms over your chest, or reach them forward for balance. The goal over time is to avoid pushing off with your hands. Lean slightly forward from your hips, and press through your heels to stand up slowly. Squeeze your glutes at the top, then lower back down with control. Don't just drop into the seat. If standing without your hands feels too hard right now, that's completely normal. Start with your hands on your thighs for support, and reduce that support as you get stronger. Progress is progress, no matter how small the first rep looks. Aim for this a few times a week. Not necessarily every day. Your muscles need recovery. Time to actually get stronger. The caveats. Quick balance, because form and safety matter more than speed here. If you have significant knee or hip pain, a recent joint replacement, or any balance condition, check with your doctor or a physical therapist before starting. They may adjust the movement or chair height for you. Always use a chair against a wall or in a corner if you're worried about it. Sliding, and keep a countertop or sturdy surface nearby. The first few times, just in case. And go slow. This isn't about how many reps you can do fast, it's about control. So leg strength, balance, and fall prevention. And the foundation of long-term independence. One movement, 5 minutes a day. And it's backed by the exact tests doctors use to measure aging well. If this was helpful, hit subscribe. Every week, I'm covering one simple habit like this. For people who want to stay strong and independent, without needing a gym membership. And tell me in the comments, can you already stand up without using your hands? Or is this the video that gets you started? See you in the next one.